Doug Engelbart was not chasing fame or flash, not building toys for speed alone. He looked at the rising weight of the world and asked how the human mind might carry it without breaking. He saw that problems grow faster than instinct, that good intentions fail without structure, that thinking itself needs care, design, and tools worthy of the work we ask of it. He believed the mind should not stand alone, but walk with language, method, and machine, learning together, compounding over time, so understanding could keep pace with consequence. We need to take his vision seriously, because the future is already here, and it is heavier than any one of us. We need more of that old, patient vision, more care for how we think and build our thoughts, more joining of the human mind with tools that help us see, remember, and be right. We need it now, but listen, this is where we stand. Facts drift loose like paper in the wind. Citations point to places never read. Footnotes copied, echoed, worn threadbare. No hand returns to see if they hold fast. We argue loudly, proudly, endlessly, with numbers pulled from air, not from the ground. Hyperbole swells every careful claim until the truth is drowned out by its echo. Serious talk performs instead of thinks. Debate becomes a theater of heat, where volume stands in for understanding and speed replaces comprehension. Links decay, sources blur, confidence outpaces knowing. We scroll past context, skim the surface deep, mistake the gesture for the grounded work, and trade the slow labor of checking facts for the quick thrill of being seen as right. This is the world without augmentation, without the system, language, method, care. A world where thought runs faster than it sees, and meaning breaks beneath the rush to speak. We needed help to think more clearly together. We still do. And this is what we get when we pretend we don't.
What mean we then? By lifting up the mind, not crown nor coin nor sleight of clever hand, but give a man a longer reach of thought to meet the tangled hour, the knotted case, and see it last enough to choose his way, to comprehend more swiftly than before, to comprehend more truly, more complete, to stand before a maze too vast for sight, and yet draw order from confounding depth, and find the door where once there was but a wall. This enlargement is no single gift. It is the speed and depth of thinking joined, the power to grasp what once lay far beyond, the nerve to solve what once seemed insoluble. Augment the mind, extend the reach of thought, make human intellect stronger than it was. Augment the mind, let insight come in time, not to replace the soul, but give it room to work. We speak not here of tricks that flash and fade, nor clever turns that serve a single hour. We speak a life lived in a thinking world, where hunch and try, we're feeling for the truth. Walk hand in hand with method, sign and form. We're human since this matters. This is so coexist with language sharp and paired, made lean. With symbols forged to carry weight with ease, with engines built to hum alongside thought. For man multiplies his numbers, works and wants, yet faster still his problems grow in size, and faster still the urgency to choose as action circles earth and global time. Augment the mind, extend the reach of thought, so man may face complexity and not be crushed. Augment the mind, let understanding grow, not faster only, but deeper, truer, right. So join the man in means he learns to use, not man alone, not tool alone, but both entwined, the system learning still. For systems thrive when parts converse as one, and falter when considered piece by piece. The mind extended by its chosen age becomes the ground for future hope. No ancient book hands down this ready frame, no discipline provides a finished score. We search the form, we listen for the key, we build a language fit for what must come. Augment the mind, extend the reach of thought, so human intellect can meet the world. Augment the mind, let insight scale with need, the problems grow. So must our power to know. This is the first refrain of longer work, the opening bars, a patient, hopeful sound. We have not solved, but now we know the form.
The world doth swell with numbers, trade and noise, yet swifter still the knots of consequence and time that creditor demands is due. So what is man alone, with naked thought, against the sea that deepens as he swims?
Hip-hop plummeted.
Shakespeare in the cipher, I walk a court of problems. Thick with fog, with diplomats do bargain breath for peace. Where lawyers fence, with shadows cast as law. With scientists, both life and star and stone. To read the riddles written in God's ash, where designers shape tomorrow's tender bones, and each must choose now, within the storm. Hip-hop clarity. Not 20 minutes only holds this trial, but 20 years and still the wager stands. To understand enough to act with grace, to pull a meaning from too much at once. Hip-hop clarity, hip-hop clarity. Shakespeare, he augment the mind, yeah. Raise that lantern higher, make the brain plus tools. One choir in the fire, faster insight, deeper sight, better moves. When the maze too huge, we still find grooves. Augment the mind, don't worship gadget glitter. We build the way of life, not a quick trick sitter. Man, method the machine in one design, so the future's weight don't break the spine. Hip-hop clarity. Bars in a scholar's cloak, yo, this ain't a one weird hack. No carnival charm, no rabbit out the hat. When the city's in harm, it's hunch and cut and try that human feel. Standing next to clean notation, concept still. A whole domain integrated, tight-knit thread, where the old mind breathes with the new mind sled. And if the problems level up, urgent, vast, then intellect gotta level up fast. Not just be like a drumline sprint, but comprehension depth, the kind that don't mean cheap answers. Nah, better answers, truer routes, turning can't be solved to watch me out. Hip-hop clarity, hip-hop clarity. Behold the centaur, raw, the flesh and craft, the human will, the symbol in the shaft of electric aid that answers back in time, not as a master, but a second mind. For if thou takes the parts, each one alone, thou misses the music made by how they tone. The system is a living, trading dance, improve the whole by tuning the romance. Hip-hop clarity, Shakespeare heat, augment the mind, yeah. Raise that lantern higher, make the brain plus tools one choir in the fire. When complexity climbs, we climb it too, with frames and links and ways to follow through. Augment the mind, no isolated, clever. We craft the craft so thought lasts longer. Better man, method and machine, one living thing. That's how we make tomorrow start to sing. Hip-hop clarity, and yet no ancient guild hath writ this art complete. We search the frame, we map the hidden street. We name the factors, how they interlace, and build a discipline from vacant space. So let the age be enlightened, not afraid. Pursue the means and make the mind upgraded, not to unman the man, nor chill his blood, but help him meet the rising, roaring flood. Hip-hop clarity.
Hush now, the world is heavy but it's learning how to breathe. The knots grow tight yet still we find a seam. A thread of thought that pulls the dark apart and lets a little understanding in. We were not born to solve the world alone. We're naked minds against the rising tide. So we learn to listen deeper than before, and let our thinking stretch, not break with time. Not faster just to run, but clearer where we stand. Not louder than the noise, but wiser with our hands. Augment the mind, let the light come through. Give thought a wider room to move. Augment the mind and the future feels kind. If we grow how we think, we'll be fine. This ain't a trick, no spark that fades by dawn. No silver tongue to sing us out of care. It's living in a way with our can rest, where instinct leans on structure without fear, where feelings and the figures share the floor, where symbols don't replace the human heart but help us see, remember and connect the scattered pieces pulling us apart. The world moves fast but we can move with grace. We don't escape the weight, we change how we embrace. Augment the mind, let the light come through. Give thought a wider room to move. Augment the mind and the future feels kind. If we grow how we think, we'll be fine. Imagine this, a mind not rushed but gently amplified. A human voice, still human, still alive, yet carried by the tools that learn to trust. Not man replaced, not soul erased, but thought made strong enough to meet the day. We learn the shape of problems as they rise. We learn the frames that help us choose and care. And step by step with patience as our guide, we make a future that we want to share. Augment the mind, let the light come through. The world is hard, but we are too. Augment the mind and the path unwinds. If we grow how we think, we'll be fine. We'll be fine. Just give the mind
If the world grows thick with haste and consequence, if the tangle outruns the hand that would untie it, then we must not merely wish for brilliance, we must build for it. We should take the whole of a human at work, not as a lone skull in a storm, but as a creature in covenant with his means, a trained person together with artifacts, language, methodology, and the training that makes them real. We should stop worshiping the clever trick, the party flourish, the one-off save, and instead choose a way of life, an integrated domain where hunch and cut and try and the feel for the moment coexist with powerful concepts, streamlined terms, and then adjoining aids that answer in time. We should aim our craft at the hard class of trouble, the diplomat's ladder, the attorney's labyrinth, the science of swelling unknown, the designer's unborn city. Whether the problem lasts 20 minutes or 20 years, we should improve intellectual effectiveness, not by polishing parts in isolation, but by treating the whole as a set of interacting components. For systems rise by the tuning of their relationships, we should search out a conceptual framework, not as ornament but as compass, one that shows the important factors, their relations, the kinds of change most likely to improve performance, and the research goals and methods that might actually pay rent within a reasonable time while still bearing long-range fruit. We should name the 4 great levers of augmentation and work them like instruments in the same band. We should design artifacts, not only for comfort in the movement of matter, but for the movement of symbols. We should shape language, the way we carve the world into concepts, the symbols we fasten to those concepts, the handles the mind can grip while thinking in motion. We should develop methodology, procedures, strategies, ways of organizing goal-centered work, so action is not merely busy but aim. We should invest in training because no one leaps the gulf in one bound. Minds learn by steps, structured and dependent, until the new power becomes operational. We should take serious, see the truth of hierarchies, that every act is made of sub-acts, every plan is built of smaller plans, and that augmentation means breaking the giant problem into walkable steps, process upon process, ordered like stairs. We should bring the computer into the artifact choir, not as a distant calculator in a locked room, but as direct online assistance joined to storage, handling, and display, a partner inside the integrated system. We should rework simple forms so the eye and mind may search and grasp with speed. Words, yes, but also list diagrams, tables, charts, whatever structure best serves the moment's need. We should let the machine do what stiff paper cannot. Stretch, bend, fold, extract, cut, compose internal substructures without breaking its own reference. Then present to the human a symbol structure, crafted for quick, accurate comprehension. We should free ourselves from limiting views and begin experimenting, building compatible sets of forms and processes for human concepts, human symbols and machine symbols. Because these ways are basically available if we dare to try. We should treat method not as a rule book, but as something we can organize, study, modify, execute. Process structuring as a craft, and a craft that can itself be improved. We should learn from empirics, not waiting for perfect theories of mind before we act, using working explanations where they help, but moving forward on what we can observe and refine. We should remember the regenerative loop, that better simple manipulation can enable better concept work. That better concept work can enable better processes. That better processes return to make better simple work again. And that this compounding path is the true goal, not the one pass upgrade most people imagine. So here's what we should do. In one breath, in one vow, build the system, train the human, design the artifacts, refine the language, evolve the methods, put the computer on the desk, in the flow, in the loop. Experiment with forms that let meaning move, study the whole, not fragments, and ride the compounding spiral, so our comprehension keeps pace with what the world demands of us.
Faster than our quiet minds. Problems stack deeper than instinct alone. So we do not wish for genius, we build for understanding. We join the human hand with crafted tools, language sharpened, methods learned in time. Not tricks, not flashes, not one lucky leap, but systems that let thinking not more speed, but deeper sight. What the world demands of us is learning how to think better. Train the mind, design the tools, let symbols move and meaning breathe. Break the giant problems into steps a human life can walk. Put the machine inside the flow of thought, not above us, not instead, but with us, helping us see what matters next. What the world demands of us is not to